I've seen a lot of odd movies over the years. Rocky Horror Picture Show, Manos, The Hands of Fate, Star Trek V, The Fail of Shatner. But tonight's film, well, all I can say is, thank God for my gag reflex. Welcome to Film Rants. Greetings, I am E. Adam Thomas, and welcome to the final episode of Film Rants. Before the next one. The last 3 episodes have focused on 3 films that I have come to love over the years that most of the rest of the population can't stand. Tonight, well, we're going to look at a film that, partly thanks to the movie Ted, has a lot of new fans, as well as a lot of old school geeks who love the film as well. Me? Well, I gotta tell you, not a fan. I'm talking about 1980's Dino De Laurentiis production of Flash Gordon. Based on a classic 1930s comic strip of the same name, the film is about a football player named Flash Gordon, a hot piece of ass named Dale Arden, and a deranged NASA scientist, Dr. Hans Zarkov, who embark on a strange journey to discover a world ruled by a diabolical, merciless despot called Ming. Comparisons to Ming and Kim Jong-il are not far off the mark, as he delights in torturing entire planets. Flash and his newfound girlfriend Dale are captured by Ming and forced to endure an endless series of trials to try to overthrow Ming and save the Earth from destruction. Okay. So first, this movie was made a good 3 or 4 years after Star Wars. Hell, it was only made a year after Star Trek the Motion Picture. And the effects are barely worthy of a cheap ripoff of the first season of Lost in Space. 4 years previous, De Laurentiis brought us the first remake of King Kong, and for all of its faults story-wise, it was visually stunning. Flash Gordon? Well, not so much. You'd think, if anything, the effects would have at least been as good as King Kong, but no. And pardon me if I'm out of the loop here, but who the hell is Sam J. Jones and why did they put him in a movie? He is the perfect example of why you shouldn't let muscle-bound blonde guys try to act in movies. Just ask Richard O'Brien about Peter Hinwood sometime. I mean, Jones has all the charisma of a room-temperature jar of black olives. If they were going to make a movie like this, couldn't they have gotten an actor with a little more charisma? Jeez. The guy acts like a real football player actually trying to act in a film. Badly. Now, I realize that most of his lines were dubbed over by a different actor, but his face was so stoic and expressionless half the time, it was like watching the 1980s version of the Lego movie. The few expressions he did make, they looked more like the kind of faces an 8-year-old might make in the mirror while emulating his favorite TV action hero from the 1970s. Like I did. Emulating Lee Majors. An 8-year-old arching his eyebrow apparently looks a lot goofier than I realized at the time. Now, to be perfectly honest, this is not a horrible movie. It's just one of those movies that are too bad to be good and too good to be bad. It has some great actors in it. Max von Sydow as Ming, Brian Blessed and Timothy Dalton. These are all great actors with amazing talents and resumes. But in this film, they all seem to be just too busy phoning in their parts, their performances. You'd swear it was a Verizon commercial. It felt too much like they signed on for the paycheck and wanted to get the fuck out of there in as few takes as possible. Just kind of disappointing on all levels, which sucks considering the fact that so many of my friends have been hyping this film to me for the last 34 years of my life. Which brings us to ye old Rantometer. Artistic? Sorry, can't give it more than a 3, and most of that is for the set design. Cool factor, it's a 2. Weirdness is only a 2 as well, because as weird as this film is, it's just not weird enough in the good ways. And for the suck factor, sorry, I gotta give it a 3, because they fail so short on so many points. So that brings us to a grand total of 4. Phew. Coming up on future episodes of Film Rants, I'll be looking at David Lynch's first film, Eraserhead, the second installment of the rebooted Star Trek franchise, Into Darkness, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the Iron Man trilogy, and the entire Showa series of the Godzilla films from 1955 through 1974. But our next episode will be doing Ted, the Seth MacFarlane film that inspired this rant. Tell me what you think of these films, or suggest other films for me to review on Google+, Twitter, or Facebook using the hashtag FilmRantsEAT, or just leave your comments and suggestions below right here on YouTube. Until next time, I am E. Adam Thomas, and remember, I hate your favorite films, and I love the films you hate. Suck on that for a while, Charlie.
Get it open. Keep an eye out there.